whenever it tells us things.
Yeah,
Here with
it's
Lorenzo.
always wrong. Just always.
Every single time that we're like, man, we should just go check my anime list. It'll probably tell us what we need to know. It's like, oh yeah, my anime list tells us it says Senku's name spelled with two U's. And I'm like, let me go check the manga. Manga's like, oh yeah, it's spelled with one. And I'm like, excuse
Hmm.
me?
Yeah, so now that we, for what, 3 podcasts in a row have complained about my anime list being wrong. Nico, this was your week. What did we watch?
Was this really my week?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, well, this week we watched, uh, well, this set of weeks, because I totally wasn't gone last week,
Yeah.
we watched Doctor Stone.
Yes,
And
Dr.
and
Stone.
by watch Doctor Stone, I mean Lorenzo. Did you rewatch it?
Yeah, I just finished it an hour ago.
Okay, making sure. I totally watched it. I totally didn't just read the manga again.
I also read the manga first, but
Well, no. I mean, I literally, like, I went to my bookshelf. I didn't rewatch it. I just read it again.
I know. I read it and then watched it.
How did you read it?
I have my ways. Anyway, so
God.
I first have to really I have a compliment, which is very strange for our
Oh, that's
podcast.
weird.
This show was enjoyable the second time as well. And I don't get that from a lot of anime.
I know me either.
Like it was actually really enjoyable.
Well, yeah, but it was really enjoyable the first time too, as well.
It was enough to make you buy your first manga.
Yes, maybe.
This is the show that started his manga addiction.
It is not an addiction if I can afford it.
It's still an addiction.
I have
I
more
can
manga
afford
in this room.
alcohol.
In this room, my manga is, if by list price on the back of the books, it is worth more money than my computer.
Just sell it all and buy a better computer.
My computer's already better than everyone else's.
Yeah, but it's obviously not good enough.
Why not?
Because mine's gonna be better soon.
Soon, trademark.
Soon.
That's what my list is called on Right Stuff. It's just called Soon, trademark. Which reminds me, I'm getting volume 16 in the mail soon
Okay.
of Doctor Stone.
Yeah.
And I've read the reboots recently. Let's actually talk about the anime instead of my manga collection.
Yeah,
Or this wireless
I
headset that
had
allows me to
started
broadcast from the manga room.
Yes. Um, okay. I said my thing. You say a thing.
I have been saying things, that's the problem.
Yeah, but you just said it about the manga. Or
Yeah?
about manga in general. You didn't say anything about the show.
Shh. Senku the science guy.
And everything's so different with music.
What do you mean everything's different with
Like,
music?
so originally I didn't watch the show all the way through because it was still coming out after I finished the basically first season of manga. So I didn't watch the show all the way through. And then it made scenes like completely different
Well, yeah, but that's
because
because there was also. I
music.
know it's in the first season. I know where the first season ends this time. Um, there was the record. Like, that's
Yeah,
different
that
because when you
too.
can't hear what that sounds like, it's not as good as being able to hear it.
Yeah.
And there was something else in that first season that was also very. No, maybe not. That was the real big music thing. And
Also,
and the first OP is amazing.
how
Second
did they
one
get rid of it?
is
The
slightly
second one's
less.
so boring. Let's be honest. You
Yeah.
can't go from Ohio and to
Hello, sky. Good morning,
Morning
world.
World. Yeah,
To the
like
second one,
it's
I I truly can't think of the second one because the place where the second one used to be in my head is
mm,
now the whatchamacallit. Is
the
now the
what?
third OP.
Mm.
Like I can only hear the da 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 da. That is all I can hear in my head when I try to think of the second OP because I like the third one better.
Mm.
Oh wait, no, I is that the first OP over again?
I don't
Nope,
know.
that's the first OP again. That's the extended version I'm thinking of now.
So, science.
Science. if
N- Not many shows teach you how to make bombs.
Lorenzo, this episode
What?
is just gonna be Bill Nye references.
Oh yeah, constantly.
I know. Or gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, gunpowder is part of
can I
bombs.
find just the picture of a Mecha Senku? Don't do this at home.
Mecha Senku's great.
Mecha Senku is amazing, and he comes up at the very end of most of the volumes of the manga.
Yeah, I remember. Um.
This is actually I cannot find an image of this, uh, unless I'm just not looking at this for this well enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about something towards the beginning.
Okay.
So when I originally watched this anime
Hmm.
and I saw Senku die, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be Yuzuriha and Taiji's journey of like learning science in this new world, right? And then like the next episode, he's like, "Oh, revival fluid. There was still petrification on my neck. It's gonna repair my spine."
I don't know, man. You haven't watched season 2, man.
Oh God.
They revival is pretty damn good. You
Was it?
haven't also read the manga up as far as I have. The revival fluid's pretty damn good at its job.
It said it could only repair small cracks.
No, the
Those were
little
his
tiny
words.
piece could only do that.
What do you mean?
The what do you mean this? The revival fluid? No, that's the stone itself. So it's not fully pointed out in season 1, but it's explained later on in the manga of the reason that they have the cracks is
Mm-hmm.
from erosion.
Yeah.
And so the when they were revived, it's not as bad because the erosion hasn't, or it's, been so long, but it's brought enough of it back. Getting
Yeah.
revived a second time gets rid of them all.
I see.
Because also, just as a minor spoiler,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you can come back from the dead if you're petrified. Like
Really?
if you get petrified on like death, you can come back from death.
Mm.
It's just your body had to have been in a good enough state when you died that it can be petrified because the cells are preserved well enough.
I need a napkin.
Which, just after I realized that, I thought, so that means there's all the people that died that can also technically be brought back
Yeah.
if they find the bodies.
Yeah. And the bodies aren't in pieces, right?
Well, yeah. You just have to. Oh, that wasn't technically in season 1 yet.
What do you mean?
oh, oh, season 2 basically just says, all the stuff about the depetrification process. Here's a lot of stuff you didn't know because in season 1 there was only like 3 people shown to be depetrified on screen.
Mm. Well, it's, 5.
Okay, with the fluid, the only people that were depetrified on screen were Gen, Tsukasa, and Yuzuriha.
And
No one else was
Black
on
Mask
screen.
guy.
What?
Black Mask guy. The
Hyoga was
one
on
with the
screen?
spear. Yeah,
I don't remember Hyoga being
they
on
revived
screen.
him on screen
I don't remember him being revived on screen.
because it was like obviously it was a flashback, just like Gen, but it was like remember all the tough guys are like, oh, what's Tsukasa want with this scrawny guy,
Oh
and
yeah,
then he
yeah,
takes
yeah, yeah.
on all of them with his spear.
You know how hard it is to remember stuff like that? Those flashbacks. Flashbacks are hard to remember between season 1 and season 2
Really?
because you get a lot of them in season 2 because as you know, season 2 is literally called Stone Wars. So you
Yeah.
get flashbacks for people that are on Tsukasa's side.
Mm,
So Hyoga, in my mind, they didn't show him on screen. They showed him in season 2
I see.
because he gets backstory in season 2.
Everyone gets backstory in season two.
Everyone gets backstory in general.
Yeah, that's what's really nice. Everyone has reasons to do things.
Yes. And Senku is going to revive a lot of people because he can.
Cause why not?
Because, yeah, he's just going to make a world of science where they actually get to do stuff. Like build a goddamn cell phone.
Yeah.
You're skipping a lot of the steps in the progression, man. It's like you don't go from
We just got like glass and electricity, cell phone time.
no, electricity was a road step
Oh yeah,
to
that's
get
true.
the cell phone.
Well, they still had man-powered electricity.
Oh yeah, they had like the water wheel and stuff.
No, not the water
Well,
wheel. They
yeah,
had
okay, when people were
the
actually pumping the air and
yeah,
for the stuff. But I'm saying
yeah,
they had the water wheel pre-electricity.
yeah. The water wheel was to make cotton candy.
Yeah, to spin it efficiently,
Yeah.
which was a really
Okay.
smart idea.
For some reason, from I couldn't remember any of the spelunking part until after it. I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember it. Like the whole time I was watching it, I felt like I did not remember that part. Where they go into the cave
Yeah, where they go in the
with
cave for all the
magma.
resources.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah,
That
and it shows that magma's not a complete asshole,
pretty close to one though.
and that he's capable of character growth, just like everyone else.
Yes, character growth.
I don't like how you say that.
Magma is why don't we just kill it?
Yeah, but
And the only
he,
reason he doesn't kill Senku is because he's like Senku will make me stronger.
no, he thinks science stuff is cool.
Yes, because it makes him stronger.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
that is his entire character.
but he's still grown from stabbing Gen because he thought he was a sorcerer.
Gen Gen had some high level strats putting fake blood bags all over
Well,
him.
he is a mentalist, so.
Yeah, but he's a pretty damn good mentalist for the few things he can actually have access to in his time.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole being able to fold the flowers thing. Like
Oh yeah, that
he
was crazy.
yeah, he had to have like specially picked those flowers.
It it said he had. Cause remember when he left the trail to
Oh,
the camp?
yeah, okay.
Yeah, those are his favorite flowers.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point. It's hard to remember exactly how stuff happened. I read, I don't know, almost 100 chapters of manga recently. It's hard to
Mm.
remember little things, man.
I've been watching other stuff too.
Mm.
Um.
The grand bout and man, Senku winning.
Mhm.
I I kind of thought that's how that would happen
Okay, how has no one mentioned the name Ishigami Village yet? Okay,
because if you think about it, who would have?
Kohaku,
Why?
when she brought him to the village.
Yeah, but the thing is, at that point, why would she have said the name of the village if she didn't know of another village's existence? And she, as you would think these people would, assume that at one point he was outcast from the village because they didn't know the statues could be revived.
That's true.
Like,
Okay,
why would
yeah.
she say, "Oh, our village is called this"? Because she would assume either he was cast out of the village at some point, or he was the descendant of someone who was cast out of the village, and they would know that.
And then why did she never say his name to Ruri? Like, oh yeah, I brought this outsider,
Because
but never
Senku's
said
not
his
what set
name.
it off.
What do you
It
mean?
it was his last name that set it off.
No, because Ruri's like Senku. I've heard that name because it's in the last story. Remember?
Okay, but then also think about it, is she was like that at the beginning of the bout. Because remember, Kohaku really couldn't go back into the village because they didn't want, the sorcerers in the village. So when Kohaku was hanging out with them, she couldn't go back as freely into the village.
Yeah.
So when would have she said it to her? And as she had been sick that entire time, do you think unless she kept hearing it that it would set something off?
It did set it off because she was sick. Like she was sick and it still set off.
Well, yeah, but that was because
And she still brought spring water like every day, remember?
did she?
Yes. She continued to bring spring water.
I see.
So there was plenty of name for Ruri to at least hear his name and be like, "Wait, I know that name." Not until after, the grand bout.
Well, no,
Where it's like, "Oh,
it was at
Senku."
the beginning that she realized it.
Was it the beginning?
It was at the very beginning she wanted to talk to him.
Right. But and then she felt no, 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 no. It was
That
the
was at the
end.
end. Correct. When she fully pointed it out, that was at the end. But she
Okay.
said something under her breath at the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was the whole thing is she couldn't talk to him because he was an outsider and she was meant to stay back. It
And
was
yeah, they
when
wouldn't
he
let her out.
won, she could directly say something to him. They wouldn't have let her out of the village anyway. If she would have been like, Senku, that's the name that came up in the story, they would have been like, oh man, that's a cool coincidence.
Yeah, they're not very smart.
Yeah, they aren't.
Um, except for Chrome can learn, and the old man, the craftsman guy, he's kind of smart.
He's
But the rest of them are like stab, 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 smash, smash, smash.
smash, stab. I am strong.
Shrunk.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but why would any of them need to be smart at that rate?
to make cool stuff.
Yeah, which is also very sad to realize that he very much was able to pass down all of that obvious like here is how you here is all the stories that you'll need in the future. But he couldn't pass down some of the cool things that would allow them in 3,700 years to progress beyond yes, tiny
Stone
village.
tool. Yeah.
Well,
Tiny
no,
village stone
they had
tool.
the didn't they have the metal spears?
No, they were stone until Senku dipped them in.
Oh,
Senku made them metal spears later.
I
Because
see.
remember, they hadn't even heard of iron working.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, what's his name? Failed at his job.
Who?
His dad. I forgot
Oh,
his name.
Byakugan.
Bakugan, yes.
Bakugan.
Bakugan
What's his
failed at
name?
his job.
Give me a second. I'll find it.
And also, I would just like to say that
Byakuya.
I know it was that because I'm looking at the
Yeah.
manga volume of the spinoff,
Yeah.
which I own. That he did a really bad job, and also that whole thing where they all started dying of pneumonia.
Mhm.
Come on, man. Don't let that happen.
Yeah. They tried not to let it happen.
It just got worse.
It did just get worse.
Everyone died of pneumonia.
Just don't get pneumonia.
Yeah, I know, right? How did the village survive that long when everyone kept getting pneumonia?
Okay, the village, I get. How did Kaseki, the old man, live that long?
He just didn't get pneumonia.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I guess he never really went outside with people. It showed that since he was a kid, he's always been crafting stuff.
Which is obviously the reason he knew how to perfectly glasswork first try.
Yeah.
Which I am very much looking at like, hmm, they don't have glass here.
Nope. No glass.
You'd think that'd be something they'd get eventually. You've seen how fast Senku goes. You'd think his dad is at least somewhere near his intelligence level, right?
And wouldn't stuff wash up on the shore like glass bottles?
Probably.
Like, would they? Oh, look at this clear thing. Let's just leave it. It's garbage. Like,
Well,
Chrome should have glass in his shed, his rock shed.
yeah, but let's say he did and that's what they melted down.
They
It
melted just quartz sand and stuff.
correct, but also if you think about it, 3,700 years, most of that glass is not going to be pristine like that.
Not for steam, but they'll still have glass.
Well, not if it all was destroyed by then.
True.
They lived up on a hill.
Yeah, but they still had a beach. Also, oh no, they didn't. No, they fished.
They fished from up there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, there's some of these things where it's like, if you think they survived for 3,700 years off of inbreeding,
Oh yeah, that too.
you, there should be some more of those problems, but at the same time, science cool.
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, if you want to get into the science of inbreeding, all you have to do is look at England.
Yeah, they didn't survive 3,700 years inbreeding like that.
No, but eventually everyone's related. Still, you could probably still trace back random people being related, you know? But eventually it washes out.
But Lorenzo, think about how many people started that village.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would need to be a lot of people to make that not, you know, everyone related.
Well, there was obviously a lot of stuff.
That first generation had like one child per pair of parents.
They had so the two who were already married had 2.
Okay.
I don't even think the did the black hair girl even have time to do it to have a child?
Yes, she died giving birth.
Oh, I see. So she only had one.
Correct.
Then Senku's is he adopted father? How do they
Okay.
have like the same hair but not be related?
Okay. It was he explained it.
Did he? Not in season 1.
He did. He
Did
definitely did. When they went up to his gravesite and they were talking about the story, he definitely said it.
he? He said we're not related by blood. Is really all he said about it, just
Oh
legally.
yeah, it is adoptive father. Their hair doesn't
So
look that much the same. No.
what do you mean?
Have you looked at their hair next to each other?
Yeah.
Senku's got green.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got the black at the very end of it, but like,
And the white.
okay, but by that very logic, yeah, no, okay.
And they're also the only people shown with that kind of hair. Oh, well, Jasper. but also Jasper's a descendant anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this now. This is
Okay, I have another thing I want to talk about.
what?
Sulfuric acid, son.
What do you want to say about sulfuric
just,
acid?
just,
That was
just sulfuric acid, son.
yes, I know. It was amazing.
Yeah, but they actually called her that,
Okay, and
and why is she the same for everyone?
because how do you know she's the same for everyone?
Because it showed to the same spirit that appeared for Ginro, um, also appeared for the big meathead guys.
No. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
You could very much think of that as they all saw some spirit that looked really nice, and it just happened to be that the one we were seeing was completely different. They all looked slightly different, like they had different hair and a different face, and it was
Yeah,
all
but now
just
you're just assuming
interpreting.
things.
Correct. But you are too.
And how can you see that?
Uh,
Like
Noxious
when I
gas is
look at
making you hallucinate.
true,
Because
but
it made it seem like it was a wall, but it was kind of like, you know, a cloud. So you'd probably start hallucinating by the time you got as close as they did.
true, but it showed that once you overcame the fear, it was gone.
Yeah, so it's just a hallucination.
Yeah, but hallucinations don't go just because you realize they're hallucinations,
Okay,
especially ones inflicted by substances.
so yeah, but now they're just not scared of the hallucination and they're just not interpreting it anymore.
Okay,
You're questioning what death looks like, Lorenzo. Why would you do that?
because
God damn it.
why wouldn't I do that?
Because why would you do that?
Okay,
How
so
could you do that?
so Tsukasa's reasons for doing this is because a drunk man punched him while he was collecting shells.
And
Right?
I will very much hold my tongue. Because, yes, that is how season 1 presents it.
Okay.
There is some things that you can grasp from that, and when they do flashbacks to season 1 and stuff in season 2 and beyond, you'll sit there and you'll understand why it's shown that way. But yes, without further context, that is basically his reason.
Hmm.
Once you have
So
further
he's
context, it makes more sense why he's like that.
I see.
Because
But
I can technically say that. Because I know it's in season 1 because they do the flashback to make a point of it.
yeah,
In season 2 they make a point to say, if you realize what he says in that story, it was he was a little
his sick
child
sister.
and his brain dead sister in the hospital he wanted to protect. So he was gathering them because they looked nice, and an adult hit him because he shouldn't have
Mhm.
been collecting them on the beaches. That was the thing. And he didn't like that because he said adults are just forcing us into positions that we shouldn't be being forced into, basically, for their own gain. It's basically something along those lines of he didn't
Well,
like
that's
that.
just greed within everyone.
It was just, yeah, but it was greed more in the adults because they had been in the world for longer. And the reason he wanted to kill them all is because he didn't think he could reform those who were already used to it.
But people are gonna get like that no matter what. So
Yeah,
he's gonna just kill everyone.
there's more of an explanation in season 2.
Mm. but
It's
he's from season 1. He's very foolish.
yeah, and that's kind of the point that they're trying to make.
Hmm.
That's
Then okay, I don't like that we. Well, no, it makes sense. I was gonna say a check-in from Yuzuria and Taijo, but I guess that's understandable.
what, why there was no check-in?
Yeah, like we could see when
Well,
Gin went over there and talked to Suki
that's 100% true, is you haven't seen the distance fully shown out to you yet.
no.
It's a 3-day
But
trip.
we know instantly when Gin goes over there
No,
and talks.
we don't, because of how often they time skip.
Mm,
It's like a week there and back.
yeah,
They couldn't be gone for that long because someone would know something's up.
true.
Because they're being watched constantly because Tsukasa's
But
sitting
no,
there thinking they're still in talks with Senku because he thinks
I'm not
Senku's
talking
alive.
about them going and talking to Senku. I mean just like us seeing them. Like we don't even see them after
Because
they
that's the
they
whole
go.
thing with season 2.
I
Is
see.
you're not supposed to see kind of how the Kingdom of Power works
Mm,
yet, because if you saw how it works, you would be like, well, that really sucks. They gotta
oh
go
god.
stop them.
Oh god.
I say that,
Yeah,
but
I don't understand why people just instantly like fall for Tsukasa. Like, oh
because
yeah, what you're
Tsukasa could
doing
kill
is
them
right.
in one attack.
That too, but like,
And then he
eh,
revived Hyoga, who could kill them in one attack.
why does Yoga? Oh, I guess that's explained later too. But just people. I guess
Why does Hyoga follow him?
they're all meatheads. Yeah,
Oh, oh, that one's fun. That's a whole thing.
yeah.
That one was a fun explanation where they were like, and here is why Hyoga serves them. And you're like, well, shit, I thought Tsukasa was the bad guy.
Oh god. So how was he expecting to get the upper hand when like just with manpower? Like he at some point, no matter who he revives, at least their children are gonna be like Chrome and start experimenting.
Yeah, and he's fine with that because he's not against science.
He is against
No,
science. That's the
it's the way it's worded in that makes it sound like he is completely against science. It doesn't, because they make him explain it to Chrome. He's
okay.
not against science. He's against the science of bringing everyone back, basically, and stuff that will cause that divide, like a currency system again. And
Then why
like,
couldn't he just explain that to Senku?
because Senku's whole ideology was, I'm bringing everyone back.
Yeah, but
And that's that whole thing with those two. Is Senku is basically like, I'm not gonna stop trying to bring him back, and then he's like, well, then I'm gonna have to kill you. It's not just the whole science thing, it's the fact that Senku is trying to bring everyone back. And Tsukasa knows that Senku's gonna find a way to bring back those stone statues that he's destroying if he gives it time.
yeah.
And he can't allow that to happen. So he kills Senku, obviously. Which is still the most fun thing. When we were in class one day and I was trying to show Joey something about Dr. Stone, and I typed in Dr. Stone and the first search result was Senku's death, and he's like, damn, that's a spoiler. And I'm like, no, it happens in episode like 4.
Yeah, it's pretty early on.
And he's like,
You know,
so how does
right
that
after
really
they make gunpowder.
Yeah, which is pretty like a good idea to just make gunpowder. But also
Mhm.
bad on Senku for saying it's got 3 uses and then saying 2. He
No,
should
it
have
was
just said,
4, and then he said 3.
oh, 4 and then 3. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was 3 then 2. He should have stuck with the smaller number so that the obviously very smart person didn't realize I feel like that's a
Didn't.
way to make gunpowder.
Yeah.
I feel like Mr. Strongman is going to figure out, oh, that makes gunpowder, and gunpowder means I'm not the strongest anymore.
Okay, speaking of gunpowder, how did he have any left by like to make the little iron fake gun?
He didn't have gunpowder.
He did.
Was it gunpowder?
He poured gunpowder into the iron tube and blew it up just to make the sound when magma threw the rock. He said, "I have just enough gunpowder for this."
Well, yeah, okay, so what if he had some?
He was dead. How did
And?
he? How did he get it? He said it himself. He needed the nitric acid.
Okay, but say he still had some left, because remember the whole thing with the gunpowder was it slipped and then you could say it all exploded, but it probably didn't.
Yeah, but Yuzuriha and Taiju just grabbed his body and ran.
Yeah, and let's say that there was a tiny bit of gunpowder left on Senku.
It it doesn't make sense.
Okay, it's from
That's the
episode
thing.
18, so I'm gonna say right about here in the manga. Nope, that's already middle of Stone Wars. Um, this one. Was it before or after sulfuric acid?
It was after.
Oh, this is the grand bout. Um,
Because
I'm
sulfuric
pretty
acid was right
sure,
after
if I
glass.
remember correctly, he didn't create gunpowder. He either had part of it.
No, he didn't create it. He had it already. But I'm
Oh.
questioning, how did he have it?
Like, oh, I actually did find where it is now. Oh, let's see. Where is it? Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, this is when they got the katanas.
Yeah, those were fun.
That was a high level play.
Oh, such a high level strat.
Like, just pulling out katanas and you're like, we don't have those.
We have stone axe and stone spear.
I actually did find right in the manga where it happened. Um, okay, the entire village is on fire. Yada yada
It
yada.
was before the fire in the village. Way before.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is that's when his weapon was broken. So
It was during the first attack. You're on the second attack. God damn it, Jeffrey!
the second attack.
Yeah.
Shit, there was two, that's right. Holy shit, that attack happened. Oh, so did it happen right there on page 47?
Because
Because
it
that's at
happened
end of
during
part 1.
the first attack on the village. Well, it wasn't even really attack. They stopped them with katanas, or not katanas. They showed up. They were all celebrating.
Yeah. Um,
They were celebrating Senku being the chief, and then
yeah, no, it
yeah,
is this one. Hold up. The last bit of gunpowder might save the day. Yeah, no, I think Senku just had gunpowder from that last time he made it.
yeah, but there's also no way it would work.
It didn't need to. You don't need much gunpowder to produce the the sound.
No, it got all wet.
It got a what?
It got wet. The gunpowder got wet.
A little bit. No, it
When they
didn't.
revived him, it was pouring rain.
But it would have dried out, Lorenzo.
Yeah, but it's still getting wet and drying messes with gunpowder.
Okay, but also I'm looking at the panel in the manga. He brings it out of a vial.
A vial of what? He didn't have glass back then. It
One of
was it was
the little ones like he
the
had the revival fluid in, those little jars.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're not sealed properly. It would have gotten wet.
I
And it would have
don't
sat wet
care
in
what
there.
you have to say.
That gunpowder is bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Well, all you needed was a sound and then the rock hitting the water.
Also the flash.
No,
Mm,
no, he just needed the puff of smoke at the end of the gun,
that too.
and then the rock hitting the water. That caused their tactical retreat.
Uh-huh.
It was highly tactical. Totally not just running from the problem that was created. Okay, anything else?
And okay, yeah.
What
Are
else?
there really no bats in that cave?
What do
In
you
the
mean?
cave where they found all those materials?
There was.
Then why don't they get nitric acid from there?
Shit, you right.
Yeah.
You right. Maybe there wasn't enough
I mean,
because
a
it didn't
couple
have a
bats
perfectly
work.
formed stalagmite.
Yes.
Stalactite.
Stalagmite. Mite is top, right? No, it's tight. It's tight. It's
Because
tight.
it's tight because it's holding on.
Stalactite. Hanging, yeah, tight is from the
Yeah,
ceiling.
because
Mite is
tight
from
is
the bottom.
it's tightly holding on. That's how I remember it. So, yeah, no, because it had the perfect bat guano thing that we're just dropping the nitric acid perfectly into the little thing.
Yeah, but you could, make one of those.
Yeah, but then you'd scare all the bats out of the cave.
Just, yeah. But still, you can still process it. You don't need it to drip.
But that cave was also a few days away from them.
In 3 days, they got there, explored the cave all the way to the
And then
thing,
came back, so it's like a day
and
away.
then came back. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just be going there for nitric acid, especially because if you count how many people that it looks like Tsukasa revived in a year, he only gets enough revival fluid every few months to revive a person.
Yeah.
Like they never could have caught up to
They didn't need to catch up. They needed gunpowder.
yeah, but that wouldn't have helped. The whole thing with Senku is I'm not going to kill them. So what would have a gun do?
Scare them even more.
Yeah, I know. You'll see in season 2.
And wait, why isn't he gonna kill him?
Because he was against killing people?
Yeah, but if you kill a killer, then it's okay.
You'll see in season 2, technically Tsukasa hasn't killed anyone. Technically only one
He
person
killed Senku.
Okay, killing Senku is a pretty big step when Senku's still walking around.
It doesn't. He still at least attempted.
No, he definitely killed Senku, and they
Yeah, he
definitely
definitely.
refer to it that way.
Yes.
They definitely say,
So killing Tsukasa would have fixed all of this.
I mean, you haven't watched season 2.
But it would have fixed a lot of things.
You haven't seen season 2 yet? At this point, there's only technically 2 murderers running around. I mean, you could technically say there's three, but it's kind of two.
Murder is okay when you kill a murderer,
And this is,
especially in the stone world with no laws.
yeah, there's no laws. Technically, technically, then shouldn't Hyoga be punished for letting those people die in the sulfuric acid?
Yes,
I've
that was
just realized
murder.
how many murders Hyoga's committed. It's a more than zero number. That's never good.
Well, yeah, there was 3 in the first season.
Yeah, but those weren't him killing them. They were him hitting the tree and causing them to fall.
No, he hit them in the face.
Oh, that's a good point. That's murder.
That's murder.
Hyoga has committed a. I'm pretty sure he might be in the double digits now. Amount of murders. Oh no.
So you're saying that killing him shouldn't happen?
No one dies in Doctor Stone if they get a name. Unless they're Senku. And another named character that was dead for a few dozen chapters.
So, we like to say that they shouldn't be murdered. Is it technically murder? It's more of an execution, a punishment for your crimes.
I mean, so at this point, technically, no one in the show, except technically Hyoga, has committed a murder that was not later reversed. Hyoga's the
Okay.
only person who has committed
Just
murder that
because you
wasn't up.
bring someone back doesn't mean that person has not committed murder.
I really want to say something about season 2. Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Then technically Senku is a murderer
Okay.
because he kills Tsukasa.
Yes, good.
After
He's still
Tsukasa takes a
what?
mortal wound
But
from Hyoga.
but okay, that's worse. But I was gonna say he killed a killer, so it's fine. He just executed his punishment.
After Tsukasa saves Senku's life.
Just because you do one good act doesn't mean you shouldn't be punished for the terrible other things you've done.
Tsukasa's committed one murder.
Tsukasa's yeah, but he did a lot of attempted murders.
That were later reversed.
It doesn't matter that it's reversed, it's still attempted murder. And there was a lot of them.
Yeah, but those people came back fine.
But it's still attempted murder.
But Lorenzo,
I
he
don't
got a
think you
redemption arc.
Redemption doesn't matter when you attempt to kill hundreds, maybe thousands of people.
He shows remorse.
Remorse. Most killers show remorse. They're like, oh no, now I'm being punished. I'm sorry for my action.
Season 2 next week?
You said no doubles.
Damn it.
That's your exact words.
Fine. Then if you're gonna go like that, then it's your word against the other one.
What do you mean?
The other one that you want to say, oh yeah, we can do, I've turned back my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's not
no,
a
I'm
season
holding
2.
you against you if you're holding this against me.
You just don't want to watch it.
I don't.
I know you don't. We can discuss later.
Later.
Um,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Anything else about season 1 you want to talk about?
Should we just give our rankings?
No, because I feel like there's stuff we're forgetting in season 1.
Vacuum tubes.
Yeah, how did they pull out? Okay, no, I did indeed see how they pulled off a vacuum, and that was actually really smart.
Yeah, it was.
The science is actually like Man, I wish I could
Yeah,
do this.
the science in this show actually checks out, and that's why they now have to warn people not to make bombs.
You could get all the stuff that you need to make this stuff at your local store. Just
Mm,
don't. We don't want to be
just
sued
don't do
again.
it, please. Well, they're not liable once they say don't.
And this is also the very fact that you can drink the cola he made on screen and eat the ramen.
See, I was gonna make it earlier and have it for the podcast,
God.
but I don't have any limes.
Do you need lime?
It's limes, cilantro, and honey, and carbonated water.
Okay, I'm gonna actually look at the full recipe right now. I think it's in this book. It's at the very back of one of the books.
I just googled it a couple days ago.
I see. I don't remember what book it's at the back of though. When does he make the thing? It's when Gen comes
Mm,
back the first time, right?
he was injured, and then he came back. Yeah, after he was attacked.
Yeah, I could find this, but I don't know where it is, so I'm not gonna look for it.
Just type it into Google.
I mean, I could
Type
type it into Google,
Senku
but I
Cola.
wanted to just go into the manga and get it out of the manga.
I'm gonna literally type in Senku Cola.
Senkola.
How to make? I don't want a video. I want here recipe animehunch.com. It's carbonated water, honey, coriander. Oh, I could do it with lemon. Ah, here it is. Um, just by adding crushed coriander to pressed lime rinds, you suddenly get the smell of cola. It'll shock you.
Huh.
Coriander is cilantro.
And then caramelize the honey.
I've done that before.
See, it's high level plays.
All I need is lime.
It also teach it also teached me how to make paper airplanes.
Yes. The manga teaches you a lot of stuff.
I know because there's the little things in the manga where they were like, "Here's how you do this thing in there." Like after the chapter if it's something you're legally allowed to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, "And here's the exact mixing recipes for gunpowder. Now don't do this at home." I think it actually does show the exact mixing recipe for gunpowder. Um shh. And it gives the exact amount to make the revival fluid, which is just etching acid.
Yeah. I need lime and I can make Senku Cola.
Well, you could just use lemons. I have lemons in my backyard.
I have lemons, but you need the lime rind. Lemon rind isn't the same.
Well, damn.
I had limes last night until my dad used them to make dinner.
Mm.
There was like three, and I went down there this morning, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I used all three last night." I'm like, "God damn it!"
God damn it. You just gotta go to the store and then you can go and pick up your Pokemon cards inside of a cereal.
Are they out?
They are out.
Cause I'll go to Rayleigh's right now.
God
You think
damn
it'll
it.
be at Rayleigh's? There's also a couple other things I have to pick up, like stuff for butterbeer,
God damn it.
because I want butterbeer, and I've never had it before, and I found a recipe.
God. Why are you like this?
But like, I don't have insurance.
And you call me a weeb.
What do you mean?
You call me a weeb and then you do stuff like this.
Like get Pokemon cards?
Like get Pokemon cards.
What's wrong with Pokemon cards?
They're money.
They are money. They're
God.
more money than manga,
So
and
so after
they
so
have
after
a
the
return
podcast, do you need
value.
me to just come over to your house and we'll go get Pokemon cards?
I'll need like 15 minutes to get ready, but yeah.
Got this. Okay, after the podcast, we're going on an
Okay,
adventure.
we're going on an adventure.
God.
Alrighty.
Okay, so now let's do scores then.
Okay, scores. um, so what'd you give it?
Okay, I think it's at an 8 right now on my anime list.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I want to put it up to a 9 because I kind of like having the difference between the first season and the second season because I did enjoy the second season more.
Mm.
So I don't want to put
So
it up to a 9 because then it'll seem like I like both the seasons the same.
so I am in the same boat of I have it on an 8, but I want to put it to a
I
9.
think I originally had it at a 9 and then I saw how much better the second season was.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna leave it at an 8 for now.
And then if you hate the second season, then you put that at a 9 and you put the second season at an 8.
Yeah.
Problem
So
solved.
next podcast, we don't have the anime ready, but we do have a guest.
A
So we have a
guest.
guest week. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hope. Well. Yeah. Should be a guest.
It should be a guest in theory.
In
If not,
execution.
Lorenzo, what is your next week?
My next week, which is either next week or the week after, um, will be Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh god, now I have to go watch that.
Yeah.
You know how hard that's gonna be if I have to watch two 24-episode animes in 2 weeks?
Well, it'll probably be 4 weeks. Let's be honest here.
Let's be honest, it'll probably be 2 months again.
Or that.
I think
So
we've all learned our lesson about that.
give me half an hour and I'll be ready.
Now it's a half an hour.
Yeah, I forgot I had to do something.
God damn it. Okay, any final thoughts right now?
Good anime. Recommend for everyone to watch.
Excellent. Okay, and my final thoughts are science is cool.
Senku
The
the
science
science guy.
guy.
Senku, Senku, Senku.
Senku, the science guy. Was there anything else in that Bill Nye the Science Guy opening other than Bill Nye?
Bill Nye the science guy. Bill Nye the science.
Yeah, but was there
I don't
anything
think
else in there?
I don't think there is.
I think it's just them saying his name.
I think it's just Bill, 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 Bill.
God damn it!
God.
Why have we not realized that up till now?
I don't know. It's taken me 18 years. Almost done. It's taken me 18 and a half. God, I'm old.
I don't know, Lorenzo. I'm
20. You're 20.
I'm that old. And I
Almost.
just never realized that at the same time you did. Why?
Alrighty.
Okay. Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.